In a few short months, the retail market in this country will undergo one of its biggest changes in, well, ever. Recreational marijuana becomes legal, opening up an enormous market. The entire process is sure to test the limits of companies and of governments as they brace for those floodgates of demand to open up. In Ontario, the provincial government has turned to one of the country's biggest tech darlings to help manage the e-commerce side of this equation. Shopify already manages the software selling many of the things you buy online, so why not expand to marijuana? To tell us more about it, we're joined by Shopify Vice President Lauren Paddleford. Nice to see you. Thanks for coming in.
Thanks for having me.
Is selling pot any different from selling anything else when you're actually looking at the components that you're trying to build to make that platform work?
I think this is a really interesting market because it is so new, as you said. Right. However, it's retail. The cannabis LPs and the province is about to become a big retailer. And in retail, consumer behavior and delivering a product experience through technology in store is super important. And so I don't think there's a huge difference, but it is definitely a unique product.
Have you ever, I mean, you've been at the company, what, 3.5 years. Have you ever launched a product or been involved in the launch of a product and selling something like this that's so high profile? Because everyone's going to be looking to see, does the website stand up? Can they sell? Do they deliver on time? In a lot of ways, it'll be a test of Shopify's ability to make these retailers work.
Yeah, and I think that is absolutely a unique attribute of this launch. However, it's also one of the things Shopify has done really, really well over its time is we power some of the biggest stores in the world, some of the hottest celebrities in the world. If a Kardashian wants to throw a flash sale, that happens on Shopify, right. And you can imagine the volume there. So we think we provide a very scalable, robust platform that the OCS will be very happy with.
And what the OCS, which is the Cannabis Control Board, basically. Yeah. What they'll be using is a division of Shopify. It's called Shopify Plus. What is that, and how does it differ from the core of what Shopify is?
Right. So Shopify is an e-commerce platform, powers hundreds of thousands of customers around the world. Shopify Plus is considered the enterprise version. So we manage the more complex, the larger, the more unique customers that exist on the Shopify platform. So it's a different set of capabilities, some extra features, and a lot more support from the great team that works there.
What has, I mean, the story of Shopify is one of the great sort of business stories in this country. What has Shopify learned over the course of getting a lot of these companies up to scale, of dealing with crazy demand of stuff like the Kardashians, that it can sort of now compile into Shopify Plus and offer to retailers as they morph into more and more e-commerce?
Yeah, I think we've learned that we need to make the process of becoming an entrepreneur a lot easier, a lot more simple, because normally an entrepreneur isn't a technologist. They don't really know how to leverage technology, they know how to make things. And so what we've been trying to do is give the power and capability that was exclusively available to the biggest companies in the world to anyone on the street who wants to start a company today. And that's challenging, but we're trying to bend that curve of complexity down so that anyone can be an entrepreneur and can sell globally quickly.
One of the things I hear from retailers that use it, that aren't technologically savvy at all, is that they found that ease, that transition really easy. They can reach out and say, hey, I want to add a little widget that does a thing. Can't even come up with a language to describe it. And there's somebody or something that's able to just be like, oh, we know what you want, plug this in, and it's as easy as that, and away you go. I mean, that's the revolution behind which made Shopify such a success.
Absolutely. And we just have come off 3 days of our Unite conference, which is our big partner conference, where we bring the people who build all of those apps in our app ecosystem together and talk about the future of retail. And they allow our customers to extend into areas very quickly. They allow those customers to be more successful. And the ecosystem is really what has made Shopify successful. So.
And you guys have slowed your growth to something like 68% growth year over year. What's it like to be in that environment, to watch that growth happen underfoot and to try to keep up?
It's very exciting. Commerce is an amazing industry. The growth is very intense, but it's a thrill. We get to experience entrepreneurial journeys every day, and there's just nothing like people starting and growing companies.
Well, everyone's going to be watching whenever the cannabis stuff happens. Everybody's been watching to see how the software and the platform work. And great, thanks for coming in.
Thank you very much.
Lauren Paddleford, Vice President at Shopify Plus.